Hello everyone. How are you? Hope you all are doing okay and you and your families are well. Wow, how do I start this? Because you have to have a strong stomach and a steady mind and a brain that is not easily scrambled. Because this information, though I'm going to try to give it my own synopsis, I won't be going into all the gory details, but it was an upload from Jaii Frais Toxic Talk, and toxic it was. Because people, I am so confused and stressed out already as a mother and a woman. And I really feel shame for the people them who should have shame and I feel no shame about this interview. Because trust and believe, the kind of lifestyle I see some of our young women living out here in Jamaica is mind-boggling. And I know these things don't only happen in Jamaica, but Jamaica, my country, there is where I'm talking about. And I emphasize young women because these young girls are so proud to broadcast to everyone they are living their modest life and are so proud of it. And you know what is crazy? There are thousands of young girls emulating them, doing the same thing, because guess what? These people are popular girls. Make it make sense. So to them, it seems okay. And they are all, I notice, especially when you see them on social media, they are trying to outdo each other. Because if you notice on social media, the freakiest and the most daring of them all are the most trending socialites. And they seemingly are living the lifestyle. And for the younger ones looking on, they're thinking this is the life and will do. The crazy thing, is other young girls there, looking at all this, seeing all this. They're really thinking this is the lifestyle, and this is the lifestyle that will get them anywhere and will do absolutely anything to be a part of it, just to be relevant. So, social media influencer Jaii Frais, known for his very controversial interviews and daring topics, has once again sent shockwaves throughout social media with his broadcast of his discussion, or is it interview, with Kryssii, a recent YouTuber that is very daring with her contents, but I think is very dangerous. Her topics are most vile and snitching and disrespectful, generally to people who she have had past relationships with. I don't know if she does it for the shock value and how it would go trending on social media, or behind the scene all that is just a facade. She's a hurt person, just want to hurt more people while trying to get all the attention she can out of it. Now, some time ago, I noticed her upload came up on my page and I said, who is this? Let me check it out. She was talking about an ex-partner that she dated with a stinking mouth. So I watched for a moment because I'm saying this girl is brave to really see if this woman was really going into all the gory details and even identifying who her past lover was. But she was not timid. She was so explicit on her description, so much so. You have to say the whole comment section identified this smelly mouth producer on the ball. I just stopped listening as I wondered to myself, what kind of human being does that. And the funny thing is, it did not take us long to find out what she is about and who she is. Anything this toxic and controversial, Jaii Frais going to check it out. But I believe sometimes digging up garbage only further pollute the atmosphere. And some garbage should really stay buried. However, the interview started off by Jaii Frais trying to clear the air that his breath or the interviewing surroundings have no shit smell, because based on the upload that she did about her ex, how his mouth was smell like crap, he was just making sure that afterwards she don't have a upload. They go at Jaii Frais interview and his mouth smell bad and the place smell bad. So he make sure for public record he cleared that on the air. That was just so funny but real. Then he went on to introduce Kryssii as the female version of him. Say what, Jaii Frais? You were proud to acknowledge and accept that Kryssii is the female version of you? Me looking at you different, because you're already controversial, but now you're saying out of your own mouth that Kryssii is the female version of you. That is not something to talk loud, sir. Because I don't understand how you can be so proud of being a careless and bordering on P. Daddy style of living. Just bear in mind that this girl justifies and is proud of her lifestyle, being in overlapping relationships from the age of 12 years old, and expresses how she regularly indulges in anal and how she loves it. She also expressed how she been with both men and women, and she is a proud LGBT bi. She also boasts proudly of being with gay men, and even while she enjoyed taking it in the ass, even during her monthly cycle. This really have to be studied to make sense that why a young woman would come on social media and be so proud of her lifestyle. Listen to me, man. Whatever you do in the privacy could have stayed there, but boastfully put it out there for everyone to know, explicit like that. He even went on to say she found out one of her man was actively traveling and selling his bumper and sucking lollipop for money overseas. And of course, when he comes back, he spends the money with her. This girl got to be tamed. She's wild. But Jaii Frais, while doing the interview, said something that got me a bit curious and is more shocking. He says a man who enjoys a woman's ass is not necessarily going after a man's ass. And based on his judgment, he is not considered gay either. Jaii Frais. Sometimes I wonder if you think before you speak. Honestly, I don't really care what people do in their bedroom, but Jesus Lord, are these the conversations we are having openly for entertainment? Kryssii went on to openly say she had 5 dash rebellion situation and proud how she can't pass any cemetery because these babies calling and they are with her parents that had passed on before. Lord Jesus, girl, something is wrong with you.
Do me a favor, please. Get out of here. Get out of here, man. Shit, I'm saying.
And she said these things proudly, and she's cackling away Like it's funny. Jaii Frais use another one. You know, so he's a hypocrite. Because when you say you kiss the vagina but never do the total thing like eating, it ring home the fact that 80% of Jamaican women are getting their vajayjay eaten. But it's only 2 Jamaican men doing it. As a Jamaican man, because Jamaican men says they do not eat no buff none at all. This has to be studied, trust and believe. The goddamn country is sending into a pit. Eh? The center can't hold anymore. But what I find absolutely crazy with Jaii Frais is that throughout the interview, he kept telling Kryssii she is just like him. He keeps saying we so alike. Really? That's saying a lot. Because you can see he connected with Kryssii on a big level, and even comparing birthday dates to see how alike they are. Somebody please make it make sense. Please help me out in the comment section. Then the audacity of it all. Kryssii was calling names. Even people who have their families, like politicians who she alleged was the mayor, is the mayor from the JLP. Politician name calling as well. She called names of many artists, big artists. She absolutely shows no respect for any of her past relationship. That's why, men, I advise you, be very picky of the kind of woman you lay with. Because can you imagine rising from sleeping with this kind of shit in a plate? That's supposed to be an embarrassment. Yes, I know it's her past, but she shows selfishness by throwing out names or identifying innuendos so people can readily know who they are. And I'm sure they would be ashamed for their name to be caught up like this in her kind of toxic living. Just bear in mind, you see men, you see the brain down the bottom, they may use that brain there in any darkness, under any sheet, under one tree, in a one bush, as long as nobody not see them. But to come out and identify with her in this kind of lifestyle, the top brain chip in and the shame will come up. That's why I said this girl is very selfish and she needs to be careful. As for Jaii Frais, there should be times when you draw breaks on certain interviews and redirect them. I know on social media is about who can be the most toxic and it sells, but trust me, it doesn't really go down well with well-thinking people. We will use it as a base of conversation because we are realizing and seeing that this crap is what is happening out there. But it's not something we want to put up on a pedestal for it to be heard by the impressionables, because you have a lot of youths out there, they have no identity and they lack self-esteem, and these are the ones that we have to worry about. This girl is doing everything and using people's name to seek relevance any way possible, like it's an accomplishment. This is over sexualization at its best, and honestly, I am scared for her. But it's obvious she's a girl that strives for attention, and as they would say, If patient no care, there's nothing the doctor can do. And obviously she has nothing to lose, because even when she speaks of past abuse from men, hitting her, abusing her, she glorifies it and is proud of her experience. These kind of girls, man, they need to be locked away somewhere. This girl is making nasty, toxic living normal. And I am so worried about the girls that are desperate to belong and feels like after watching Kryssii's interview, it's okay to accept spit in your mouth, men urinating on them, ass jamming, train being run on them, and they, being so desperate to belong, will do these things even when they do not want to do it. But it is glamorized on social media as being okay, and Jamaica have this thing, they are followers. They always want to be a part of the train where they are on the trends, and they are a part of the group that is the yes group and the popular group. So anything they have to do to be there, they will do it, and that is where the problem lies. Because see it now, they're looking at Kryssii. She trending. She okay to look at. She own her own store. She drive a beast. All of that comes from access to money. And out of her own mouth, she no ram for dig money off man. And she no ram for rob man too. And she no ram for scam them either. This all is made easy by the fact that she does everything you can imagine sexually. All I want to say is, girls, don't be fooled. Puss and dog don't have the same luck. And you may end up just mashing up your womb and body. Sexually transmitted diseases are on the rise, as too much of you out there living your modest life. But remember, don't bother do what you done do already, And health consequences are real and expensive. And without good health, your life is ruined. All I have to say is, it's the first in a long time. As a woman, I've been so shaken up by watching an interview and feel so scared as a woman and a mother, because I worry when some men may look on at woman, they are thinking the worst, and now the good woman will have to suffer for the bad. And they already have this thing where there's not much respect for women, and now they're having less respect for women. And I am a woman, and I am a mother, and I have children, and I worry about the kind of woman that will come into my son's life and who they will meet. Will I have to scald them off in boiling water and run all kind of tests on them? And as for my daughters, what about those men that will be expecting too much of them because these men are too advanced? I look at it as a lot of job for parents who are going to be looking out for the children and to try to investigate and qualify the relationships they get into, or the man and woman that come into their lives. Because seemingly everybody have to go scald off in a boiling water. No, Jaii Frais, this was toxic and nasty at its best. And Kryssii, I wish if I had unearthed this interview, honestly. And I know no matter how you're glorifying it and giving off an aura of being happy about your life and experience, I know deep inside you got to be torn apart. Because you proud of feeling like any party or dance you're going to, you say out of your own mouth, at least 4, 5, or 6 months, probably a dozen, because women don't generally say the right numbers, already go through you already. Eventually, yes, when you meet upon that right one, is the time when you're going to stand up, because all those demons will be standing around you. And the greatest thing, will you be happy in the end? I see you as growing old as a very miserable woman after all those experiences. However, they have this thing to say, every stick of them who a bush. I wish you the best, and you need prayers. Anyway, guys, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe to my platform, please. Love you all. Bye for now.